Hi, I'm Dev Brow, and this is my demo reel using Audio Kinetics Wise. Everything you hear in this video was recorded and produced by myself or otherwise created using sounds from my libraries. I started the project by creating an asset list. This allowed me to keep track of the vast amount of sounds in my game, stay organized, and remain time efficient under a deadline. Cube is a combat-focused, run-and-gun style shooter, so I wanted to capture the over-the-top nature of the game in the weapon's sound design. For the shotgun and rifle, I recorded various sounds for the mech, punch, body, and reload layers. I recorded shells dropping on all the surfaces needed to work within my level. When the player moves on to a new terrain, a switch container reaches for the corresponding shell drop sounds. With the help of a good buddy of mine, I was also able to record these weapons out in the field. All of the sounds were then processed in Reaper for a powerful end result. The chain gun follows a similar composition with mech, body, and punch sounds, but the event calls for two sound objects that have a tail, so that when the player stops firing, the shots will ring out. The rocket launcher uses plosive sounds and percussive samples from my library, as well as a blast of white noise to create the firing sound. I dragged a pickaxe across a concrete floor to create a sound to pair with the animation of the rocket launcher in the game. The thrust sound is several layers of FM radio static pitched down and processed. Finally, I layered several sounds from my libraries to create the final rocket explosion sound. I used pitch and volume randomization for each of the weapon layers to create a vast range of sonic variation in each. Reload sounds are divided into in and out action sequences and slightly delayed to sync with the weapon's animation in-game. Shell drops were also given 3D user-defined positioning profiles to randomly generate shell drop bounce paths for each weapon. But what good are weapons without monsters to shoot at? Cube has a wide variety of monsters, and I wanted to give each a unique personality through my sound design. Ball is the biggest, baddest enemy in Cube. I recorded death metal style growls and then down-pitched and processed my voice to create a massive demon-like sound. Goblin is a pesky, creepy little enemy. Size is not on this guy's side, so I had to inject some demonic flavor by other means. To do this, I slightly pitched out multiple layers of my voice, which added dissonance. For the ogre, I wanted a dry and dopey sound. I down-pitched my voice and used saturation and compression to achieve that. Rat is a zombie-like creature, so I enlisted my professional zombie sound-making brother to capture these vocalizations. To create the vocalizations for Slith, I recorded my own voice and tried to flutter my vocals to imitate those of a snake. A subtle delay layer provides an ethereal effect for his vocalizations. Rhino is a combination of power tools and simple synthesizer sounds. I recorded my electric razor and chopped it up to make it sound as if he's malfunctioning when attacked. When he's disposed of by the player, you can even hear his systems powering down. For the player sounds, I recorded my own voice and Foley. Footsteps are critical for immersion in games. I recorded sounds for each material and then divided them into heel and toe segments. I recorded varying degrees of pain sounds for the player and then organized those into a blend container in Wise. Furthermore, I used real-time parameter controls for the player's heartbeat sounds. By using a low-pass filter, pitch shifter, and volume control, I was able to automate the frequency, speed, and volume of the player's heartbeat as their health gets lower. I also used these same techniques for the real-time parameter controls of the player's breath. I wanted the item sounds in the game to be simple. The ammo pickups were made by putting shells into a box and then shaking them. The rocket launcher ammo is just a variation of its mech sound. I used the synthesizer Massive as well as some delay to create the sound of the health pickups. The armor sounds were created by clanging two knives together, down-pitching them, duplicating the layer and reversing it, and zipping up a sweater. Finally, I created the portal sounds by using a chorus of singing wine glasses.
Listen up, Commando. Your mission is to recover the quad.
I wanted to create a narrative that unfolded as the player progressed through the level. I placed triggers throughout the map to be called via the level's text file. The triggers call events that reference the random containers which house the narrative lines. In some cases, the player has a chance to be tipped off as to a secret's whereabouts, which was made possible by giving items different weight values in Wwise.
Our intel has detected an underground area nearby, possibly a supply stash.
Organizing the narrative lines into random containers allows for more variety.
Unidentified life form approaches. You are not one of Dr. Rubix's creations. Are you lost?
As the player progresses through the factory, the robotics voice gets increasingly unhinged.
Congratulations.
Human.
You managed to survive Dr. Rubix's training wheels facility. We will be mailing you
A certificate kit.
The lucky few who make it out of the factory get to hear their commander's voice once again.
It's about damn time, Private. We thought you were pushing up daisies. Clear the area and get to the rally point.
For more immersion, I defined reverb and ambience areas for the level. This was carried out using Cube's edit function and then called through the level's text file. A gunshot fired outdoors would sound drastically different than one fired in a mineshaft or a factory, and I wanted that to be apparent in my level. I set each of the reverbs in Wwise using different room size, pre-delay, decay time, and dampening values. I also created unique ambient sounds for the environments throughout the level. For example, the mineshaft ambience sound was created using the Wwise Wind plugin. I also recorded water drips from my kitchen sink and used knife hits pitched up to simulate distant pickaxes hitting stone. These sounds were put into random containers with Wwise's silence generator and weighted so that they would play infrequently and sporadically. I really enjoyed creating this demo reel. I wanted to give a special thanks to everyone who was involved in the project. Feel free to contact me with any inquiries or questions in the contact link below. Thanks for watching.